Okay, so we have already completed lesson 1, which was related to IP addressing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And today we are working with our module 2, which is Introduction to Cisco Routers. Because we have to know about the Cisco router switches and firewall, because we have to work on those
Yeah.
devices, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So our first like the network security part is divided into two modules. One is network and security. So for in network we will be knowing about routers, and in security we will be knowing about firewall.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the topics what we are going to cover in this lesson 2. Okay, so if
Mm-hmm.
someone will ask that like what is router, okay, so router is an internetworking device used to connect two or more different networks together for communication, right? Normally
Mm-hmm.
if you have two different networks, and if you want to create communication between two different networks, by default you cannot create communication between them, right?
Yes, by default, no.
Yes. So for that you need router to connect between them, that after that they will communicate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here, like, router is a device or networking device which forwards the packet from one network to another network, and routers also perform some kind of traffic manipulation or traffic directions. Okay, router also helps to forward data from forward packet from one network to another network.
Mm-hmm.
Routers perform routing between two networks. Okay. Now Cisco provides various series, or you can say different types of router models, or different types of router series, or you can say version. Like
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft provides different types of operating system version, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So as we have, I told you that as we have different type of Windows operating system version, like Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. Same like Cisco router has also different series, router series. Okay, like same hardware like Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, right? So depending on the hardware or depending on the uh, router series, okay, routers provides the functionalities that okay this series can provide this much of functionalities. Okay, the capacity of the routers. Okay, here like Cisco provide different type of devices which provide routing, which provides wireless connectivity, security features, voice over IP. So Cisco have different type of routers and different type of devices with different functionalities. Okay, so here you can see that you have network LAN A and LAN B, and if LAN A and LAN B wants to communicate, so each and every networks are using router to create communication between two different networks. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
now you will say that okay, how many companies they create, or like router manufacture companies. So you can find multiple companies who create, who manufacture routers, like Juniper, Mikrotik, Cyberhome, D-Links. Okay, you'll find multiple companies. Huawei also, but Cisco is the leading company. Okay, you will find everywhere Cisco. Cisco is the main, you can say. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
if you know Cisco routing, Cisco networking, then you can easily work on these other companies' routers also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now here is talking about some kind of network design model, like how Cisco place their devices, okay, into a different like in a network models, you can say. So Cisco create different types of routers. So Cisco creates some kind of access layer router, distribution layer routers, and core layer routers. Access layer routers are used for connecting the end users, okay, and when end users are sending data, okay, so the data will reach to a distribution layer devices, okay, and then distribution layer devices will forward that data to core layer devices, and then core layer devices is responsible for forwarding the data or traffic from one internet to another internet so other users can receive it. Okay,
Mm.
so how you will identify that okay, this router is a access layer router, this router is a distribution layer router. Okay, so let's see how
Yeah.
to verify it. See, when we talk about access layer routers, so routers which are used by a small organizations, okay, so those are known as access layer routers. Now you can say the
Access
second,
layer
yes,
router.
yeah, small, like in our organization what we are using, those are access layer routers. Now
Like
the,
this organization here, which
yes, yes,
router
yes,
is going to be access layer
yes,
router?
yes, and the access layer which is the lowest level of the Cisco three-tier networking models. Like means it's a base or is the last end model. Okay, means where the end users are connected. Okay,
Mm.
this layer is also known as desktop layer because
Okay.
these devices are connected with the clients directly. Okay,
Mm.
and according to series we can find that 800, 1000, 1600, 1700, 1800,
Mm.
2500. So these are the Cisco access layer devices. So whenever you see these devices, you can find okay, this is the access layer router. Okay, okay, and like see, if I'll tell you that okay, we are using a dual core, dual core
Mm.
computer, Core i3. So I'll tell you okay, this is a Core
Coyote.
i3 system. Can we
Mm.
make Core i3 system as a router? Sorry, router. I'm saying as a server.
No.
No. So same here. So whenever you will see these type of series routers, you will say that okay,
Mm.
these are access layer switch routers. Okay, or maybe
Mm.
these are access layer switches. So switches is also series. Okay, so we are working on router series nowadays.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here you will come to know that okay, these are the models like Cisco 800,
Mm.
Cisco 1000, Cisco
1000.
1700, 2500. Okay, and now when I will tell you 1800 means it's not 1800, it will be like 1841, whatever series comes under 18, that all is access layer. Okay,
Yes, yes.
now distribution layer router will come. So this distribution layer routers are located between the access and core layer device, means between access layer and core layer. Okay,
Mm.
and it's a boundary layer device, you can say it's a border device, you can say. And this layer devices, like this distribution layer devices or distribution layer routers, are used for high end data, like packet transfer mechanism, like they are used for high end data switching
Mm.
from one network to another network. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and this distribution layer devices defines the policy or routing, filtering, everything is done by this distribution layer devices. And
Mm-hmm.
distribution layer devices ensure that the packets are properly routed between the subnets, VLANs, into in your enterprise to internet. Means like each and every routing functions, packet forwarding functions, packet delivery functions. Okay, each and everything is dependent on this distribution layer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and this distribution layer routers is responsible for high end routing. High end routing means like these all BGP and MPLS, all these things are working under this distribution layer routers. Okay, path manipulations are also done with the distribution layer devices, and these are some models which is acting as a distribution layer routers. Okay, and we will be working with these all devices. Okay, 3735, all these devices. So we will be working on access layer also, we will be working on distribution layer also, and we will be working on a core layer devices also.
Now, the distribution layer.
Yeah.
What's the difference with core layers and all those things?
See, if we are talking about this, see, access layer, like for example, this is the network of ISP. Okay, this is the network of ISP.
Access layer.
No, ISP.
This
So
network. Okay.
yes, so we are the client of ISP, multiple clients. Okay, multiple clients. So all those clients are connected to ISP distribution layer devices, and here
Okay.
the end
Okay.
user have access layer devices. So all the access layer devices users are sending data to distribution layer routers, and then distribution layer routers are defining that, okay, you want to go to US or Nigeria or which country. So the path direction will be
Mm,
decided by this distribution layer will give to
mm,
core, and core layer will just forward the data from one ISP to another ISP. That's it.
mm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's clear now.
Now, core layer devices. So core layer devices are the backbone layer devices. Okay, and
Okay.
it is used for, like high like means they are connected between the devices with the high speed cables. Okay, basically
Mm,
core layer devices are connected with fiber cables. Okay, and always keep in mind core
mm,
layer. See, all routing has been done by already distribution layer devices has completed his work. Okay, so here there is
mm.
no routing, only data transfer from one network to another network. That's it, means from one ISP to another ISP.
Okay. There is no routing here.
No routing here. Here is just forwarding from one place to another, means like suppose you want to send me data, right, and you are connected with Airtel ISP, right?
Mm,
So first
mm.
your device is access layer device. You will send data,
Okay.
then the data will go from your home to distribution layer of ISP device. Okay, then
Mm-hmm.
it will check in the distribution layer that source and destination packet. It will say, okay, source is from New Delhi, destination is UK or US. Okay,
Mm,
then
mm.
it will give to core layer device, the
Core
distribution
layer
layer, yeah,
device.
and then core layer will say, okay, you want to exit from Airtel, because see, it will check that, okay, source and destination is within the Airtel domain or outside Airtel domain or outside Airtel ISP. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it will say, okay, the data is source is Airtel, destination is outside Airtel. Then core layer will say that, okay, let me give to one ISP to another ISP. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if the data is generated by you inside Airtel domain and you want to send someone inside Airtel, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that distribution layer router will forward inside. No, it will, your data will not reach to core layer.
Mm,
Are you understanding?
mm-hmm.
Yes. But always keep in mind, suppose you are connected inside Airtel, okay, and you are sending
Mm,
data to Google Gmail. So Gmail is not under Airtel, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Gmail is not under Airtel, so that data will go through core layer. But if we both are
Okay.
connected inside our organization and our organization is using some kind of
Mm,
application, okay,
mm,
and that application is hosted under Airtel domain. So if you are sending some data to that server or you want to access that server, and maybe your server is inside Delhi but in a different branch, okay, maybe like you
mm,
are in Besra and it is hosted in Nehru place. So at that time it
mm.
will not reach to core layer, it will distribution layer will play all the roles.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's simply, you can see that it's a high data transfer rate is there. Okay,
Mm.
and yes, it's like it's just
Understood.
shares the traffic high level, means high traffic from one network to another network, or not network, you can say from one ISP to another ISP.
Mm.
Yes, and these are the
Okay.
models of those devices who is working as a core layer routers.
Mm.
After that,
Now,
we
when we have, for example, this office, like they think if we do the job, they can make the same job we do here, we've done here to another place. Then, if we try to connect them, we will be using the distribution
yes,
router.
yes, and if the
We don't
ISP is
need
also
the
Airtel,
cord.
then it's not that here in
Okay.
Bersara you are using ISP Airtel, and in Nehru Place you are
Mm.
using like Geo or some other.
It's not gonna work.
Yes, no, ISP has changed, right? So at that time, Airtel data will reach to core layer, and core layer will send to a Geo core layer, and then it will be like that. But if you are working in a same internet ISP, okay,
Mm.
and you are working in the same internet ISP, and your data and your server is also hosted with same source, and destination is also hosted in same ISP. So at that time, your distribution layer will work.
Okay, understood. Otherwise, we use the call layer.
Yes, yes. We don't use, that is the Cisco hierarchy, means like ISP hierarchy. The data will reach to core, and then core is responsible for forwarding the data.
Okay. We don't use it to our side. No.
No.
Okay. hmm Okay, understood. hmm
Once. Okay, so we are done with this core layer. Now we are moving to router classifications. Okay, so the router comes into mode. One is fixed router, and second one is modular router. Okay, so you can see here.
Hello?
Yeah. Okay, so you can see here that
Okay.
we have two type of router classification mode. Okay, one is fixed router, and second one is modular router. Okay, fixed router means like the Airtel that router what we are using in our organization. Okay, so if something will not work, can you change it? No, it's a fix, right?
hmm
Right, but if you will check these routers, let me show you. Can you see here, if the slot was,
Yeah.
if the slot is not working, you can remove this slot, right?
hmm
Yes.
Yeah.
So this comes under modular router. But if you'll check this one, this is a fixed router. Can you see it? Fix.
Oh, we
And
don't change.
yeah, if port is not working, if something is not working, you cannot change, you cannot upgrade this one, right?
hmm
But same like your laptop, you can upgrade, you can put RAM, right? Only you can
hmm
upgrade with RAM and header. But can you increase the ports? Like
No.
if can you put 4 USB, 5 USB, 10 USB, but in desktop you can increase it, right?
hmm
Yeah. So same here also. We the router comes in two mode, fixed mode and modular routers. Okay, modular routers,
hmm
yeah, they have possibilities of modification. Here no modification. Here all the ports
hmm
are integrated with motherboard. Here you have slots, like PCI slots. You can add card, you
Yes,
can
lot
remove
here.
card. Yes, here you
Mm.
have option to upgrade. Here no option of upgrading it. Okay, now these fixed routers always are like, mostly access layer routers are fixed routers, and modular routers are this, your distribution and core layer routers are modular routers. Okay,
Mm.
distribution and core. The series example is like that. Okay, these are fixed routers, these are your modular routers. Okay,
hmm
now you will say that, okay, if we have router, so in router you will find multiple ports, right? Different type of ports. So what is the
Mm-hmm.
use of those ports? Okay, so you can see here that the router ports are divided into LAN port, WAN port, and administrative ports. Now LAN port, okay, so these ports, like fast Ethernet port, okay, Ethernet port, gigabit Ethernet port, these all are mostly known as a LAN port.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this fast Ethernet port, gigabit Ethernet port. Now, when we see some kind of serial ports in router, you'll find some serial ports. Okay, so those
Mm-hmm.
serial ports are known as WAN ports. Okay, here these serial ports are known as WAN ports. These are the serial ports you can see here. Okay, now these serial ports, we'll see the use of these serial ports. Serial ports are used for connecting router to router, only router to router. Okay, and serial ports can only support up speed of 1.5 mbps. That's it, not more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are using 10 mbps, serial cannot provide you 10 mbps speed. So for using 10
Mm-hmm.
mbps speed or 20 mbps speed, we have to use fast
Fiber.
Ethernet. Yes, not
Fast
Ethernet.
Ethernet.
Yeah, Ethernet will support only 10 mbps. Okay, we
Okay.
have list of all this. Okay, I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we are understanding here that, okay, what is the use of serial port? So serial ports are used for connecting routers to routers only. Okay, but
Router
yeah,
to
but
routers.
yeah, fast Ethernet can connect router to switch also, switch to PC also, and router to router also. Okay, now we have this console port. Console ports are used for connecting router to a PC for configuration. But these ports, what we are using, this fast Ethernet and serial, is used for communication. Okay, this is for communication
Mm-hmm.
purpose and this is for configuration purpose. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
console is used for configuration purpose. But now we have two type of configuration port. One is console port and one is auxiliary port. This is console port and this is auxiliary port. Okay, so console ports are used
Mm-hmm.
for local administration when you are directly connected to router and you are configuring that router. Okay, but auxiliary ports are used for connecting remote router and configuring it. Like suppose I'm in New Delhi and I want to configure one router which is in Congo. So at that time I'll be using console port, sorry, auxiliary port. Console port is
Auxiliary
local.
port.
Yes, yes. And now you will say that, sir, do we use nowadays these things? Okay, after some time you will know that. Now see, router serial interface. Okay, so here this is your serial cable. Okay, serial ports comes in two mode. One is smart serial and sync serial. Okay, I can show you.
Mm-hmm.
See, serial has two type of ports. One is sync serial and a smart serial. You'll say, okay, so which one is sync serial? So this one is sync serial. Okay, it's now not coming in the devices. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now this smart serial is coming in the devices. Okay, now, but in this serial we have two type of connector. One is DCE and one is DTE. See, one will be DCE, maybe this one will be DCE, okay, and this one will be
Mm-hmm.
DTE. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so now you will say, okay, what is the use of this device? Okay, what is the, where I will connect the port? Suppose you have this one router, two router, three router, and they are connected like this. Okay, and here is ISP. Okay, okay, so connection is coming from here, going like this, going like this. Okay, now,
Okay.
so every cable has two endpoints, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when every cable has two endpoints, so here will be, here you have to use D DCE. Okay, here you have to use the connection which is coming. So here is DCE and here is DTE. Again here DCE and here is DTE. Understood?
Okay, this is the one is starting,
Yes, yes, yes.
and the destination
And is
is
always
the
DTE.
okay
Okay,
DTA.
yes. Now we have fast Ethernet cable also. So fast Ethernet cable can be used between it's normally fast Ethernet cables are used inside LAN for faster communications, right?
Mm.
Okay, and these are some this is the example of your fast Ethernet cable and the RJ45 port. Okay,
Okay, RJ45 is fast Ethernet.
yes, yes. So here these cables are used for connecting router to router also, and router to switch also. Okay, and
Mm.
router to PC also. Okay, but serial can be only used between router to router. And when we talk about new devices nowadays, serial ports are not coming nowadays. Only fast Ethernet is there and Giga Ethernet is there. Okay.
Okay, you said serial. We don't have it actually.
Yes, yes. Nowadays you will not find. Okay.
What do we have
Okay,
there?
yeah,
Oh,
fast Ethernet, because fast Ethernet and Giga Ethernet is doing all the work.
okay.
Okay. Now we have,
Now, Giga channel is it faster?
yes,
Support.
yeah, Giga is faster. Okay.
Okay.
Now, after that we have console port. Console ports are used for configuring the router. Like whenever you buy a new router or a new switch and you want to configure it, right?
Mm.
So at that time you need these cables, these console cables.
Mm.
Okay, and these console cables will help you to connect with the router. Okay, and then you can configure it. Okay, but now you will see that okay, we have different types of console cable here. Now see, if you have a desktop computer you can use this. Okay, understood. If you have a laptop you can use this one will connect to console of the router, and this USB will control connect to your laptop. Okay, this will connect to
Okay.
your router and this will connect to your desktop serial port or COM port, you can say. Now you will say that I do not have this one, I do not have this cable, I have this one but I have laptop. So you can use this converter. This is the USB converter, serial port converter to USB. Okay,
Okay.
yes. Now I told you this console ports are used for local administration and auxiliary ports are used for remote administration.
Remote
Yes,
administration.
and for this you need modem to be connected in the network. And nowadays we are not using modem, so that's why auxiliary are not in use. You will never find auxiliary port nowadays. Now you will find some
Mm.
USB ports also inside router. So those USB ports are used for upgrading the iOS, taking the backup of your configuration. Okay,
Mm.
yes. So you just connect USB and take the backup. That's it. Upgrade. Okay. So here
Okay.
we have LAN ports with RJ45. So we have three different type of Ethernet technology: Ethernet, Fast Ethernet, and Giga Ethernet. So Ethernet supports up to 10 Mbps speed, Fast Ethernet supports up to 100 Mbps speed, and Gigabit supports up to from 1 Gbps to 10 Gbps. Okay, this is
Mm.
okay. Gigabit supports only 1 Gbps, but 10 gig some okay 10 gig supports from 1 to 10 Gbps. Okay, now
Mm.
serial supports only 1.5 Mbps speed. Okay,
Mm.
now you will say okay, how we will be connecting it? See, this is your router. Okay, and from router the console port is connected with RJ45. It will be like that, and it will come here to route desktop, and in desktop it will be connected to COM port, and it is used for local administration. Okay, initial
Mm.
configuration of the router and switch is done by this console cable. Okay, and sometime it is maybe if you forget the password, so it used to when you restore the password, so at that time also it need. Okay, and the connector will be like RJ45. See, the console port, this console port connector is, it will be like RJ45. See here, RJ45, and here also if you check, see this console ports, it's like RJ45. Let me show you. See, it is RJ45. Okay, so now you will have different,
Mm-hmm.
all is RJ45. See, here is RJ45, here is also RJ45, here is also RJ45, here is also
Mm.
RJ45. So how we will know that, okay, which RJ45? That's why each you'll see that the name is written here. See, console, auxiliary, Ethernet, Ethernet, like that. Okay, okay. Now auxiliary ports. So I have already told you these auxiliary ports are used for remote administration. Okay, so auxiliary ports provide access via modem. So see here, normally when we talk about console connectivity, console is directly connecting from your device to your computer and you are here and you can configure it. But this auxiliary is connected with your system to modem. From modem it will connect to
Mm.
internet, and you are here in New Delhi and you are configuring your Congo router like that. But nowadays not in use because we are not using modem nowadays.
Now, what do we use to do that?
Nowadays,
Mm.
nowadays, my friend, in Congo, you do not have engineer.
We have.
Yes. So normally, what we see initially, when like if you have multiple branch, right?
Mm.
Okay. So when we had a multiple branch, okay, and at that time we were wanted to configure some networking devices. So at that time, when you want to access, okay,
Mm.
so at that time we were
Do
using this technology.
SSH or remote?
No, no, no,
What do we
just
call
no,
it?
no,
That
no.
type?
In that technology, there is no SSH, nothing, no telnet, nothing. The modem will connect, no IP, nothing. So modem will give you the access of this port, and that we used to configure it.
Okay.
Okay, but nowadays, whenever you want to access the remote devices, okay, maybe your Congo engineer will just enable the interface, and they will
Mm.
configure telnet, and after that you access and configure it.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
telnet or SSH. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
see, like nowadays the devices are smart, more smart, right? Okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and when you want to configure something, right? So configuring is too easy nowadays. You can access your router through HTTP also, HTTPS also, okay, telnet also, SSH also. You will see all these things in your security. I'll show you how to access the router through HTTP, okay,
Okay.
and you can configure also through HTTP. You access and configure graphically.
Really?
Yes, okay. So now, as I told you that details of the router external ports, that we have already came to know about, that router have a LAN port. Okay, in LAN port we have three family: Ethernet, fast Ethernet, Giga. Ethernet supports 10 Mbps, fast Ethernet support 100 Mbps, 1000 Mbps. So sometime you will see written like this. Okay,
Mm.
10 base T, 100 base T, 1000 base T. What is the meaning of this? See, 10 means 10 Mbps, base means for use for baseband, T means twisted pair cable. 100 Mbps baseband twisted pair cable, 1000 Mbps baseband twisted pair cable, RJ45 ports. And sometime you will see
Mm.
whenever you will access the router, you will see E0 by 0, E0 by 1, E1 by 1, F, like that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was not understanding.
Yeah, see, let me explain you. See, whenever
Now
you,
it's okay.
no, this I have to explain you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, see, suppose I have one router here. Let me come here in a paint. Suppose this is my router. inside router you have router motherboard here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So inside this motherboard you can connect some card here, card 1, LAN card,
Mm-hmm.
okay, ports, okay, port 1, port 2 and port 3, okay. So when you have three ports, different, right? And one slot
Mm-hmm.
carry at least two port or at least four port. One slot can carry four uh, ports. Okay. So you are
Mm-hmm.
using this slot is for which one? Is it a Ethernet slot or LAN slot? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ethernet. Okay. So if Ethernet slot, four slots. So see, slot one. Okay. If you have slot maybe, oh sorry, three slots, okay, three Ethernet slots, uh, three Ethernet slots here, three Ethernet slots, and inside single slot you will have four ports. So you will write, see, automatically this router will discover it like Ethernet 0/1, then Ethernet 0/0/Ethernet 0/0, Ethernet 0/1, then Ethernet 0/2, then Ethernet 0/0/3. Okay, in the
Mm-hmm.
first, okay, and then if it will come to the second, maybe if you have utilized all this, so if you are using second one, so it will be like this: Ethernet 1/0, then Ethernet 1/1, then Ethernet 1/2, Ethernet 1/3. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Means, so automatically when you are engineer, you will say that okay, you are working. If you'll see zero means always first one. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, zero means always this. So zero means you are using this, one means you are using this, and you will see Ethernet 2/0, 2/1, 2/2, 2/3 means you are using this number third slot. Same condition is there in with your serial ports. Okay, serial ports.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these are your LAN interfaces. WAN interfaces are your serial interfaces. Okay, serial interface comes in two type. Okay, sync serial is of 60 pins and a smart serial is of 26 pins. Okay, now we have some kind administrative interface. One is console and auxiliary. Console you can see nowadays, but no auxiliary. Okay, auxiliary was used for remote administration. This is for local administration. Now router internal components, just for knowledge that how router look like from inside. See,
Mm-hmm.
router is also working like your system. Router has also RAM, CPU, power supply, everything is same there. But see, yes, see, router has also RAM. Okay, router has also room. Room means that storage where you store the operating system. Okay, iOS. Okay, see, router will have CPU.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, router will have LED, the activity lights, whether link is up or down. Okay, router has also SNPS, SNPS power supply.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the transformers. Okay, and then this is your power supply here, where you put give power here. The change your AC to DC and provide the voltage to your motherboard. Then here your LAN port,
Mm-hmm.
those fast Ethernet in Ethernet. Then here you will have WAN ports, which is acting as a your serial.
Local.
Yeah, no, your
Local.
serial ports are your WAN ports. Okay, LAN port is your fast Ethernet, Giga and Ethernet. Okay, now you'll say that okay, now when our computer boots, I know my computer booting process, right? But what is the
Mm-hmm.
router booting process? Okay, see, so router has a different booting process. Okay, which is similar but little bit different. Okay, similar is, see, your computer also generate post Okay, post means it's
Mm.
a one kind of power on self test process in that they checks
Mm.
whether all
Yeah,
the
post.
hardware is
Yeah.
working or not. Okay,
Mm.
okay. Once it will
Router also generate faults.
yes, same like computer.
Okay.
Yes, when you on it, it
That's
will check.
good.
See how I will check that RAM is there or not. I have to check the hardware before I start my machine, right? So
Mm.
same here. Router is also doing same like your computer. Okay, so it will run the post power on self test to verify all the hardware devices, and then it will move to, then when it is okay, then it will move to ROM. In ROM, what he is doing is finding operating system. So Cisco operating system is known as Internetwork operating system, right? Okay,
Mm.
now if operating system is found, okay, found in flash memory, normally it is in the flash memory,
Mm.
then it will say okay, I found it, then it will load the operating system, right? So who 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 will tell that where is iOS located? This BIOS will inform, okay, that please boot from flash memory, please boot from TFTP, please boot from ROM. So this has been defined by BIOS. Okay,
Okay.
now
The same like the
yeah,
BIOS of the computer.
yes, yes, yes.
Push by CD or use the flash
Yes,
disk.
yes, yes. Then when
Okay.
you say okay, boot from flash, then it will say okay, I found the flash and flash has the operating system. Okay, then it will load the
Mm-hmm.
iOS. Where it will load? It will load into RAM. Okay,
Mm.
yes, and
Mm-hmm.
then it will go for configuration file. Okay, I loaded the operating system. Where is
Mm.
the configuration file? Then these are the configuration file location. Okay, one is nvram,
Okay.
okay, and one is ram. Okay, now
Mm.
so nvram is like your hard disk. Okay,
Mm.
so when you create some file, you store in hard disk, right? You save it, right?
Mm.
Okay, now this ppt is running, this these all videos recording is running, right? So these all
Mm.
informations is saved in RAM, not in your hard disk right now. See, video, if I will save that video, then it will be saved, right? But if I will close
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
so do you think that it will be saved? No, right?
Sorry?
I'm saying right now video recording is going, right?
Yeah, we use the RAM
RAM,
interface for
yes.
the work.
But yes,
Then
same
if we
here.
save it, go to
Yes.
a hard
So
disk.
here it will check where is the configuration file. So it will say, okay, the configuration file is stored in NVRAM. Then it will
Okay.
boot from NVRAM, and then it will go to a startup mode here. Okay, startup config.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but
I
if the,
understood.
yeah, if the router is new, so do you think the configuration file will be there? No.
No, no.
Then it will go to RAM and boot as a setup mode.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have to
Uh-huh, I
verify
remember.
this. Yeah, we have to verify this. So let's verify it. Okay, so we are done with this lesson. Let me show you the practical of this, the booting process practical. Okay, so let me take one router here, just single router. Okay, this router is new, right? Okay, so if this router is
Mm.
booting, click here to CLI. If this router is booting now, okay, so you can see here is, okay, see it's booted, right? And now what is saying that
Mm.
system configuration dialog. Okay, so this is
Mm.
in this mode, setup mode. Okay, means if you write here, see no, then it will come to your this router configuration mode, type enable conf t. and maybe type host name R1, and if I will save it, okay, I saved it, right? And now if my
Mm.
router is starting again, okay, if I'm restarting the router, come here again. Now see, now it will start in Nvram mode, okay.
Mm.
Booting. See, now it is coming as a, see, okay. Okay, and if you type here, see, this is a setup mode, okay, means there is no configuration. But when you directly see this type of thing, means the router has some configuration file, okay. When you
Mm.
see this,
Okay.
means the router is new. But when you see this, you'll see that okay, router has already pre-configured by someone.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, so we are done with this lesson. Okay, we will be working with
If the
lesson
router
3.
has been already configured before, we go to Nvram
Yes,
because there was things. If not, we go to setup startup
yes,
mode.
yes, yes. So now after that we'll
When
be, yeah,
okay,
come again.
no problem, no problem.
Okay, so
They,
we are,
there were two. I mean, there were two ways to save any configuration.
now we
We
will,
use the
yeah, that we will be
WR.
working. Yeah, that
Okay,
we will be working on the configuration. Okay, this is just an introduction to Cisco router. After that, we have to work on Cisco router basic commands. Okay, in that we will
okay,
be
okay.
working on the basic commands.